And when the hare woke up, he saw the tortoise had long since passed him and had already arrived at the finish line. You see, Robert, slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah, but how many speedrun trophies has the tortoise got?
Speedrun trophies? I don't remember reading about any speedrun.
None is the answer, because while Aesop's fables may provide commendable everyday life advice, I'm pretty sure they didn't have the stresses of hunting for platinum trophies back in ancient Greece. Slow and steady might win you the race, it might even beat the final boss. But there's no way slow and steady unlocks you any of these 7 speedrun trophies that want you to finish games stupidly fast. First up is Just Get Me Outta Here, which wants you to finish Resident Evil 7 in 4 hours, which you might think sounds hard, but really, this is just a nice, gentle warm-up for what's coming later on the list. Resi 7 isn't a particularly long game. An average player will probably reach the end in around 8 to 12 hours, depending on how much exploration, backtracking for collectibles, and cowering in the shadows they do, and so beating it in 4 hours is perfectly doable if you make a few tweaks to how you play.
Number 1, put it on easy. I do that anyway.
Number 2, ignore all the tapes and other optional extras like the bobbleheads and antique coins. Number 3, conserve ammo and only kill enemies that absolutely need to be killed. And number 4, do the Dave.
Now, the Dave is a unique method of playing horror games patented by our very own Mr. Jackson, and it goes a little something like this. Are you ready, Dave? Okay, go! Oh!
That's it, close your eyes and just scream and run. Run, 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 run past all the enemies, run past Daddy Baker, run your terrified little heart out.
Well done, Dave. You finished Resident Evil 7 in 1 hour and 22 minutes.
Our second entry is a trophy called Home Runner, which has nothing to do with baseball and everything to do with finishing indie hit Gone Home in under 1 minute. Now, granted, Gone Home is not a long game. It falls into the same sort of category as games like Firewatch and Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, narrative-led experiences that punch all your glowing orange emotion spots in a short burst of brilliance and then stick around in your brain long after they've ended.
In Gone Home, you piece together a story I won't spoil by searching the house for clues, gradually putting together what's happened as you go.
You can find as much or as little as you like. Eventually, you'll finish the game by venturing up to the attic and interacting with a diary, which you'll need to do in 1 minute flat if you want this trophy. Now, even if you know exactly where to go and what to do, this can be tricky. There is literally no margin for error. Everything has to be perfect. In particular, the bit where you have to quickly pick up and put down the duck inside this cupboard to reveal the house key.
You can't exactly sprint in Gone Home either, which makes everything even more tense, like you're racing in a dream and looking at a finishing line that isn't getting any closer.
And you won't know if you've done it or not until the game takes you back to the start menu. But basically, muck the duck bit up.
That's difficult just to say.
And you may as well quit and start from scratch. Your duck handling has to be on point. Up, down, like a pro. Entry number 3 is a New York Minute from Max Payne 3, which doesn't ask for a speed run of the entire game. Instead, you'll need to play each chapter individually and finish each within 1 minute. Your time is extended for every kill you get, with bonus time awarded for things like headshots and melee kills.
So basically, just be really, really good and quick at the game.
This will really test your mastery of the game, your knowledge of enemy spawn points and how quickly you can manual aim those headshots. Then, once you've polished that off, you can have a go at New York Minute Hardcore, a lovely new mode where you have to finish the entire game in one sitting without dying under intense time constraints. Do this and you'll earn a trophy called The Shadows Rushed Me, which really should be called I've played Max Payne 3 so much I know its layout better better than the route from my bedroom to the fridge.
There's no trophy for looking like Max Payne though, which personally I think is really unfair. You know, this look is hard to maintain.
Entry number 4 is a trophy called Needa For Speed, which you'll earn for completing the peerless Uncharted 2 Among Thieves in under 3 hours and 30 minutes. This means you need to know every puzzle bit and every fighty bit off by heart, and then execute them all perfectly without dying once, essentially. Any mistakes, and you may as well hit that checkpoint restart. You've got very little margin for error here.
That, of course, means doing that flipping bit with the tanks in Tenzin's village flawlessly. All those fights in Shambhala against the big blue guardian things without a hitch.
And also, you should do the entire thing as Donut Drake so you can simultaneously unlock the Too Fat, Too Furious trophy for completing an entire speed run using this hilarious unlockable skin. Quickly, go on, up you go, Nate.
I don't even need to write any jokes here, let's just watch a bit more of this.
Okay.
Oh, okay, now that is improbable. Disbelief officially unsuspended. Next, we've got a trophy from Spelunky called Speedlunky, which thinks it's okay to ask for you to finish a procedurally generated game in 8 minutes. Now, let's just back this up here. Did I just say what I think I just said?
Procedurally generated.
Yeah, I did. I think we can all see the problem here. Every other entry on this list so far has counted on a player's ability to memorize level layouts, enemy spawn locations, puzzle solutions. When something's procedurally generated, you can't do that. It's impossible. You're seeing everything for the first time. And Spelunky is a game filled with traps and enemies that regularly surprise you with insta-death as you spelunk deeper into its caves. Basically, to unlock this trophy, you need lots of the following: bombs, skill, and luck. With a healthy combination of those three, you might stand a chance, provided you can keep your cool during the big old tussle with bouncing boss face Olmec at the end.
And you're not allowed to use shortcuts either. Basically, you've got to go from start to finish in less time than it's taken me to say all the words in this video.
Our penultimate entry this week is the aptly named Hurry Up trophy from Shovel Knight. Target finish time, 90 minutes. Once again, this means you've got to play the game to perfection. No dying, no unnecessary combat, no being rubbish at all the precise, fiddly platform bits.
Oh, but I love being rubbish at all the precise, fiddly platform bits.
All of this is in direct defiance of my gut gamer instinct to go around hoovering up everything. We've talked about this before in other Friday features. I hate leaving stuff unexplored, items uncollected, treasure chests unopened, enemies undefeated, maps unmapped. Running through it just feels weird. I constantly feel on edge, a bit like the feeling you get when you're on the way to an airport and can't remember if you've packed your passport.
Also, you're not allowed to do this on New Game Plus either, because your playtime is carried over from your first playthrough.
So say you beat Shovel Knight in 3 hours first time round and then you New Game Plus it in 80 minutes. You won't be getting this trophy because the game would count the total playtime of 4 hours and 20 minutes, which seems very mean, doesn't it, for a nice game about running sideways, killing things with a spade. My advice, as in the advice of a man who hasn't got and will never get this trophy, make lots of save files and just return to an earlier one if you think you've bodged it up. Good advice in general, that is, actually. Maybe that should be an Aesop's fable.
And so the hare reloaded an old save, jumped on the tortoise, which of course killed it, took his nap, and still won the race. That's not how I remember this going. Someone's messed about with this.
Final entry, and I think I've saved the hardest until last. A trophy that's proved the downfall of many a pro speedrunner. It's Castle Guide from Eco, which casually asks for you to finish the entire game in 2 hours. Now, Eco isn't a particularly long game. I think I finished it on PS2 in about 7 hours or so. But to finish it in 2 hours requires absolute mastery of the game. There can be no killing shadows who don't need to be killed, no getting puzzles wrong, no letting Yorda get dragged away into horrible, inky, pan-dimensional puddles.
But hardest of all, there can be no standing about looking at how beautiful everything is and going, oh.
And that's my favourite thing to do in Eco. It's such a wonderfully crafted, atmospheric, fragile, hushed world. It seems tantamount to blasphemy to storm through it without a care. I feel rude.
It's like speed running an art gallery. You know, you wouldn't go to the Louvre and storm your way through it. Come on, let's go. No time. Bye, Mona Lisa.
This is a game made to be admired and thought about and to have really clever sounding discussions over. But yeah, 2 hours. You'll have to skip a bunch of cutscenes too, as they count towards your time. Yeah, skipping cutscenes.
Nope. Can't do it.
If you've managed this trophy, or indeed if you're the proud owner of any of the 7 in this list, then please let us know in the comments. Also, let us know if you can think of any super tough speedrun trophies we've missed, and give us a like while you're at it, because that's a nice thing to do. Subscribe if you don't want to miss any more of these videos, click one of the links on screen if you fancy watching another one right now, and join us again next week for another Friday feature. Thanks for watching.